So let's start sa ang continuation for our topic validation. So after performing item analysis and revising the items which we need revision, the next step is to validate the instrument. The purpose of validation is to determine the characteristics of the whole test itself, namely the validity and reliability of the test. Sa validation, is the process of collecting and analyzing evidence to support the meaningfulness and usefulness of the test. So importante jud na sila no kay moagi jud ka og validity and reliability sa test. Even sa research pud ninyo kung ang imo ang study kay more on survey, Likert scale kay moagi jud ka og validity and reliability. Okay, so there is a validity. We already discussed the concept of the validity in chapter 2 in passing. There we define validity as the extent to which a test measures what it purports to measure, or as referring to the appropriateness, correctness, meaningfulness, and usefulness, the specific decision a teacher make based on the test results. These two definitions of validity differ in the sense that the first definition refers to the test itself, while the second refers to the decision made by the teacher based on the test. Okay? So again, sa validity, kay importante jud gyud kay siyempre para ma para moagi kag reliability, moagi pud ka og validity. Okay? For appropriateness, correctness, meaningfulness, and usefulness sa test niya. So kung naka-remember ka sa mga other terms of statistics kay agi pa siya og Cronbach alpha for validity and reliability inana kay diri sa teacher kung mag-conduct na kag test for validation might want to gather different kinds of evidence. There are essentially main three types of evidence that may be collected. First is the content-related evidence of validity, criterion-related evidence of validity, and construct-related evidence of validity. So, mao na siya ang diri. Okay, lahi po itong akong gimension nga Cronbach alpha sa statistics naman to nga part. Pag moagi na og reliability and validity sa yaang questions for pilot testing naman to akong gimension, no? Pero pag sa test naman or assessment sa student, ikaw as a teacher, pwede ka gumamit ng ah, main types sa evidence niya. Para sa content-related evidence of validity refers to the content and format of the instrument. How appropriate is the content? How comprehensive does it logically get in the intended variable, or how adequately does the sample items or questions represented the content to be assessed? Para naman sa criterion-related evidence of validity refers to the relationship between scores obtained using the instruments and scores obtained using one or more other tests, often called criterion. Okay? So naakay compare how strong is this relationship and how do well or how do these such scores estimate present or predict future performance of a certain type. And next, ang construct-related evidence of validity refers to the nature of this, the psychological construct or characteristics being measured by the test. We have the following questions. How well does a measure of the construct explain differences in the behavior of the individuals or their performance on a certain task? So the usual procedure for determining content validity may be described as follows. The teacher writes out the objective of the test based on the table of specifications, and this then gives this together with the test to at least two experts along with a description of the intended test takers. Okay, naka-remember pa man ta sa table of specification sa apil pagyapon na siya sa ato ang na-discuss. Okay? Then after that, gihatag ni at least two experts for the intended test takers. So the experts look at the objectives, read over the items in the test, and place a check mark in front of each question or item that may feel does not measure one or more objectives. Okay? Importante, again, kung naka-remember mo sa objectives, dapat mo follow siya sa Bloom's taxonomy na to, di ba? Natay lots and hots, lower order thinking skills and higher order thinking skills. Okay? Make sure nga na coincide or dili sa imong objectives, di naman makita sa experts. They also place a check mark in front of each objectives not assessed by any item in the test. So, manong ni mention ganina, make sure yung objectives should be coincide or na-assess siya sa item of that test. Kung dili siya ma-check mark. The teacher then rewrites any item, so check and resubmits to the experts or writes new items to cover those objectives not therefore covered by the existing test. This continues until the experts approve all items and also until the experts agree that all of the objectives are sufficiently covered by the test. Inana siya ka kutibita no kay each item baya no kung pila ka items imong buhaton kay iagi jud na siya sa experts. In order to obtain the evidence of criterion-related validity, the teacher usually compares the scores of the tests in the question with the scores of some other independent criterion test, which presumably has a already high validity. Okay? So, naa kay duha ka i-compare. Okay, for the example, if a test is designed to measure mathematics ability of the students and it correlates highly with the standardized mathematics achievement test, then we say we have a high criterion related evidence of validity. Okay? So kung correlates highly, make sure nga direct proportional. Ano raman na? Diba? Kung sa correlation as x increase, y axis, di ba? X increase or yung variables nila, they are both increase since highly correlated siya, 'di ba? So in particular, this type of criterion-related validity is called a concurrent validity. This another type of criterion validity is called the predictive validity. So naatay concurrent validity and yung predictive validity, wherein the test scores in the instruments are correlated with scores on later performance. That is performance of the students. Okay? So for example, para masabtan nato, the mathematics ability test constructed by the teacher may be correlated with the later performance in the division-wide mathematics achievement test. Okay? So ina to, may be correlated ha. So na ay word related, pero maybe. So naa sa high or low, no? So kung makita nimo, ang mathematics ability constructed by the teacher may be correlated sa division-wide mathematics achievement test. Inana siya predictive. No, kung makita nimo mayo ang students sa mathematics sa inyong school, di ba? Kung imo siyang ipasalang sa division or basta math wizard or Olympiad nga math, makita nimo nga correlated. No, kung makaya sa students ang capacity sa iyang brain for the mathematics for nationwide or division lang or district, pwede. No? So apart from the use of correlation coefficient in measuring criterion-related validity, Groland suggests using the so-called expectancy table. This table is easy to construct and consists of the test predictor categories listed on the left-hand side and the criterion categories listed horizontally along the top of the chart. Kung naka-remember pa mo aning expectancy table, na-discuss po ni siya sa ah, chi-square sa advanced statistics nato. Pag-construct sa table ha, expectancy table ang tawag. Okay? Example, suppose that a mathematics achievement test is constructed and the scores categorized high, average, and low. Okay, natay mathematics achievement test, then ang scores categorized high, average, low. The criterion measure used is the final average grades of the students in high school. Good, very good, needs improvement. So the two-way table listed down the number of students falling under each of the possible pairs. Test grade as shown below. So mo na kung makita nimo mo ni ang grade point average, then kani ang sa test scores nato. Okay, ano lang na siya, expectancy table or cross tabulate. So the expectancy table shows that there are 20 students getting high test scores, very good pa jud. Okay, and subsequently ra- rated excellent in terms of their final grades. Next, dapat tayo 25 students get average score and subsequently rated good in finals. And then finally, there are 14 students have low test scores and were later graded as needing improvement. So the evidence for this particular test tends to indicate that students getting high scores on it would be excellent grade. Okay? So mo na ang evidence for this particular test. High scores. Okay? It would be excellent grades. Average scores would be rated good later, and students getting low scores on the test would be graded as needing improvement later. Okay? And we will not able to discuss the measure of the construct related validity in this book since the method we use to require sophisticated statistical technique falling in the category of the factor analysis. Okay, so actually next chapter ma-discuss naman ang atoang standard normal distribution, okay? Para ma-relate ang mga previous chapters. So proceed na sa atong next topic, ang reliability. Refers to the consistency of the scores obtained. How consistent they are for each individual from one administration of an instrument to other and from one set of items to another. We already gave the formulas for computing the reliability of the test. For internal consistency, for instance, we could use the split half method or the further Richardson formulae. Okay? So again, ang purpose sa to ang reliability is the consistency sa score. So inani siya sa reliability and validity that are related concept. If an instrument is unreliable, it cannot valid outcomes. As reliability improves, validity may improve, or it may not. However, if an instrument is shown scientifically to be valid, then it is most certain that it is also reliable. The following table is the standard follow almost universally indication test and measurement. So ito yung mga ginagamit for reliability and new interpretation niya. So kung 0.9 and above, excellent reliability. 0.8 to 0.9, very good for a classroom test. 0.7, 0.8, good for classroom test. Natin, very good, good, excellent po diri. Very somewhat low pag 0.6 to 0.7. Okay? This test needs to be supplemented by other measures to determine the grades. There are probably some could items which could be improved. Kay diri nga part kay okay na ni sila. The best naman nga standardized test, kani very good, kani good. There are probably few items. So gamay ra jud kaayo ng mga items nga i-improve. Diri mga dagan-dagan na gamay nga ngatong improve ng mga tests. There are probably some items which could be improved. So pangitawon jud na ato na tip. Diri half sa ato ang 0.5 to 0.6 suggest need for revision of the test. Kay daghan-daghan na jud siya. Revision na siya sa imong test. Unless it is quite short, 10 or fewer items, the test definitely needs to be supplemented by other measures. More tests for grading. Kung gamay ra kayo. No mo na nga gamay ang reliability kay gamay ra kay items. Okay? So, for revision na siya. Pag 0.5 below, questionable reliability. This test should not contribute heavily to the course grade and needs revision. So, for revision na jud siya. Okay? So, next na pod na to, kaning exercise, ako ning gi-appeal sa inyong exam. Okay? Dire na mo makuha. Dire na ko ni kuha sa assignment, quiz, exam, nara diri tanan. Okay? You have to answer the following questions lang. So, dali ra kaya akong ipabuhat sa inyo kay more on questions ra gyud siya. Okay? So, that's it for the discussion for this chapter.